I know that in life there are so many things that we struggle with, things that we fear to talk about, things that we fear to confide to people about because they will judge us. But I just want to tell you, no matter what you're struggling with, always remember that the power is within you. How you started something, you have equal power to stop it. No matter what your struggle is, no matter what your addiction is, never give up on yourself. And always remember, the power lies within you. You don't need anybody to make a decision or a choice in life. You are that decision maker. Never give up on yourself. Stop crying and start trying. Because when you do that, nothing is impossible in this life. The sooner you start it and the sooner you believe in it, the sooner it will happen. Never give up on yourself.
Good evening and welcome to the show. This is Unscripted. Today we're filming here at Waridi Suits. Very beautiful. Thank you so much for hosting us today. And with me, I have one of Kenya's funniest men. I'm Kenya's funniest man. I correct myself.
Yeah, it's okay, guys. I'm humble.
Terence Creative, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much. Nice to see you.
I'm a fan.
I'm
Team Kamami. We are many, right? Team Kamami.
I've been a fan through way back.
Stop.
So,
no, it's about you. Thank you.
It's about us.
Thank you for coming, I have to add.
I'm so humble.
But as you know, we watch you online. We laugh. We watch you on TV, on Churchill as well.
Yes.
But I've heard a bit of your story, and
yes.
You have a journey. Umetoka mbali, Terence.
Sana.
Umetoka mbali.
Zaidi.
If you could take me back, rewind all the way back to your childhood, how you grew up and your life experience. Tell us.
I've never had that opportunity to get into details about my childhood, but
exactly.
Once in a while I say it. I grew up in a family of 3. Kizungu yangu ni mbaya. You just understand whatever we are saying, that's it. Get the message, forget about the message. So I grew up in the family of 3. I'm actually the last born. Okay. I was brought up in Madare. Okay. Not Madare, there's a place called Mlango Kubwa. So there, grew up with my brothers and my uncles. But now at the age of 10, that's when my mom died and my father.
Oh, poor.
So yeah.
What happened?
My mom succumbed to meningitis.
I see.
Meningitis. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
My grandma used to tell me my father was a pirate.
A pirate?
Yeah, something I've never told people. I'm not a pure. No. Like for instance, we alikufiaga kwa meli. That's what I've never shared this because I don't know.
So you don't know actually?
No, he was a Somali, Borana.
Oh,
my father was Borana. So you know like mapua na nywele.
Kiasi kuna kakitu?
Hakuna kiasi, ni hivyo.
Ni hivyo.
So my grandma used to tell me babako alikuwa na shamba duka ICD.
Okay.
So I didn't know much about my father because I was very young, but I knew about my mom.
Did you remember? Did you meet him?
My mom.
Baba yako?
Babangu. I barely have those memories.
I see.
I never. So yeah, he was that. So after they died, they passed on. That's when I went to the streets to try and fend for myself, because in the house that we were living it was 600 or I don't know something. So to hapo, my uncles, there are 3 of them. Yeah. We have my 3 brothers. I'm the last one. Then kulikuwa na msichana mwingine wa sister ya shosho yangu.
I see.
So it was a small single room.
Okay. Mnakaa na shosho?
Yeah. Though nilikuwa naenda shule, but I found it's a bit congested.
Okay.
So I opted to go to the streets where I would sleep in the veranda and everything.
Wewe mwenyewe hujafukuzwa, uliamua tu?
Sijafukuzwa, but now circumstance inakufukuza. So what happened, nilikuwa gachokora border. Day scholars ni kawaida, unaenda shule unarudi. So me I used to go to the street and go back home. Then with time nikaenda huko.
Oh wow. So shosho anajua kwa wapi ukienda?
She knew I was going to.
She was aware.
Yeah, she was aware, but now she wouldn't do anything because pia naona pressure nyiko hapo. At that particular time, I was 9 years. That's when I started smoking.
Smoking bang or smoking?
I smoked everything, but not much on nini bang, but cigarette. Because where the environment I grew in Mlango Kubwa, we had our neighbor used to sell glue. So I was sniffing glue. I was doing drugs. I was doing weed once in a while. Na changa, because what our grandma brought up with was changa money, and I was the person who was going to take the changa. Kabla niende shule na iendea. Then she was very specific. Ukipewa onja.
Haya.
Ukifunga macho leta. Usipofunga macho wachana nayo.
Haya.
So
for real?
Yeah, like for real.
So you became addicted to it?
I wasn't much addicted to it. I was partially, because okay, say test go. I didn't concentrate on it, but I concentrated so much on glue, on cigarette smoking, because I find it so cool and it will relax me.
Oh, wow.
So I went on with becoming a street boy, and I used to get a lot of money.
Unapata pesa?
Because nilikuwa chokora naongea kizungu.
Because you're going to school?
Yeah. I was going to school. Then at times I go to the street with the uniform. Then people will pity me. They say, mpatie pesa. Hey, help me, mami. You know
alafu ukipata hii pesa, what do you do with it? Ingine
napeleka home, ingine nilikuwa na do. When I was young, 9 years, napata 200 to 250 per day.
Wow.
I had a lot of money, so I take it home. Ingine tu I decide naamua tu kutesa huko kwa streets. But it was a tough thing. Street life is not easy.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
What was in that? I mean, you're 9 years old. So that happened for how long?
Until I was 13.
Till you were 13.
Yeah. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So hiyo ndio chokora ilinitoka kabisa. It was like 6-7 years hivi.
Lakini nakutoka vipi?
You know, my brother was adopted in Muli Children's Family by Dr. Charles Muli, MCF. So when he went there, he said, niko na brother yangu pia mdogo anakuanga kwa street. Kama mnaweza msaidia ni sawa.
I see.
So
you went to a home?
Yeah, I went to Muli Children's Family by Dr. Charles Muli. So there I was able to go to undergo what is called rehabilitation.
I see.
Get the drugs out of 2 years. Yeah. Before I went to Charles Muli's place, I had already finished KCP. Nilikuwa nasoma hapa Nairobi.
Yeah.
Ile system ya 700, and I scored.
How did you do?
201 out of 700.
Where? Near Bangi.
No, Mali.
Actually, I don't mean to laugh.
No, you should laugh. You know one thing I tell people. The reason why I don't share my story is because I don't want people to pity me. And I actually tell people who are orphaned, don't sit there and wait for people. Don't cry. Try.
Oh, I like that. That's tweetable. Don't cry. Try.
Because at the end of the day, nobody cares about your story. It's about you to work on you.
I know.
So I really tell my story because it's very emotional. Times nasikia kulia, but I say no. I tell people, babangu na mamangu walikufa. That's what I used to use when I was in street begging. Nisaidie. Babangu na mamangu walikufa na tuna chakula nimekaa siku 3 sijakula. Who will stay, you know?
People of course
will pity. But now when I grew up, I realized I need to get off that and focus on life. So where were we? Muli Children's Family. So I had to go to 2 years. I had to repeat so that I'll have a period to do detoxification, get all these things, go on.
And the rehab was all happening at the children's
home? The Muli Children's Family. It's a very good place, and I thank Muli Children's Family, Dr. Charles Muli and Esther Muli for really accepting me to be part of their family. I don't call myself a foster child to them because they've been real parents. And actually, my grandma, she really pushed me.
I was going to ask, how was that transition from grandma's home, street?
It was very
children's home.
It was very easy. You know, my grandma got tired at some point. Mwari, kick it out thing. If you finish class 8, I just want you to leave because alikuwa amechoka. Imagine uko na watu. Mimi sisi ni watatu, anko yangu ni watatu na kuna ule msichana mwingine. We are like nani yeye, we are looking at.
And even that's what drove you to the streets to give her that.
I felt like
your stress.
Wacha iishe tu, let me go fend for myself. And also frustrated. My mom is dead. My father is dead. No, my brothers are hopeless. My uncles are hopeless because all of them are drunkards. Walikuwa na kunywa vibaya.
So you didn't have any.
Hata wenyewe wasaidii mama yao. Yeah. So like I don't have a father figure in my life. Like I could look up to someone and say, oh, this is my father. I didn't have that. And growing up in the slums, people don't care. It becomes so obvious. You are an orphan. We don't give up. We don't care. You understand? In shauri yako.
And before we go on a break and talk about Terence Creative and the journey to who you are today, within that time period of losing your parents, being on the street, being apart from your grandma and your siblings, through it all, what was the toughest moment for you, and how did you overcome? Nini lukupatia hiyo uwezo or the encouragement to keep going?
I think I'll be honest with you. I didn't realize anything. Life had no meaning to me, and I saw life is very normal. You know, when you're living in the slums, sorry to say this, but I always fight this to get that mentality out of people. People are very comfortable. If you have 200 shillings in the slum, you can sort your meal. You can unaweza buy nguo ya 10 bob and everything. When my bro took me to the slum, out of the slum to the Muli Children's Family, that's when it hit me. What happened? What kind of life was I living?
That's when you realized.
Yes, because more are the times that I almost got killed because of victimization from the public. You know, you're a thief. I'd already become a drug peddler. Then I look back into my life. Nasemanga ni mali bangi ilishuka, gam, sigara, nini. At that moment, I go, hey, hii life nakaa si poa. And if you're living to the slum, in the slums, you have to get out. For you to see, watch it while you're outside. Then you realize there's a problem here that needs to be fixed. So when I went to Muli Children's Family, sobered up, then I look where I come from and say, this place needs to be fixed. There are people that they were my chokora mates. Up to date, they're still sniffing glue. Some of them, vast majority of people that we grew up together, they got killed by a bullet because they became drug and they became crime.
Yeah. And now you think back, that could have been you.
For real, I see them, I see me, and I thank God that it's not me, and I thank God that I can be able to do something to them. So with what I have right now, in future I'm focusing on giving back to the society by transforming the streets.
Look at that.
Yeah.
You're telling us how far you've come, Terence. So if we could, there's something you mentioned during the break that you battled with for a very long time.
Yes.
Unbelievable how far it went. Tell me about your addiction to gambling.
I was addicted to two things. We may be talking about the other. I was addicted to cigarette and I was addicted to gambling. So cigarettes started immediately when my mom died. That was 9 years. And by the time I stopped smoking, I had smoked for 22 years. I was smoked for 22 years. Spent over 800,000 on smokes.
800,000?
That is the estimate. So it's 1 point something. You understand? Because I used to smoke 2 packs of cigarette. Now, when I started gambling,
2 packs a day?
2 packs plus. Especially when we used to do the Churchill show, we are directing there, we are running the program, there is so much pressure. I would smoke a lot. And my boss used to tell me, hey Churchill, what are the nice of you to ban?
Now how are you? How's your health?
Very fine.
God.
Today I have like 529 days without smoking.
Oh, well done. In your lungs are okay, your health?
Very okay. I'm enjoying my breath.
But how do you stop? Cigarette smoking is not an easy thing to stop. You don't just wake up in the morning and...
It has been a struggle. It's been a struggle for me and my wife, Millie Chebi. She really pushed me to quit smoking because I can tell you for more than 3 years, I never kissed my wife because of the stench.
Cigarette smoke.
Yeah, it was a turn off to her in everything else.
So it affected your marriage?
Me, yeah, it affected my marriage so deeply.
Your intimacy.
What really affected my marriage as well was gambling. Because before I met her, I used to gamble. The reason why I went to casinos, because casinos are very comfortable. They make you very comfortable.
How? What do you mean?
You get there, you're given food, you're given free liquor.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you're if you're a heavy gambler like I used to be, Churchill used to pay me very good money from way back. Then I used to gamble money. So sometimes maybe he realized and said, "Wewe kwani unapelekaga pesa yako
Pesa inaenda wapi?"
Yeah, I realized later I was a gambler. And he said, "Hey, manzi wache hiyo kitu itakuwa."
Lakini nini ulifanya wanza?
I really struggled because you want money, you want quick money, and you think this is a fixed fortune. Because gamblers, gambling companies, they have a way of spreading out it out there that do this, you'll get this money, you'll get 200 and something.
And once you win a little here, you're like,
you'll
then
win a
I
little.
can also get.
Gambling is like a loan, a very bad loan with a very high interest. Because once you get, I don't know how they do it.
Yeah.
Once you go into gambling, whatever, if it's online gambling, is it casino,
Yeah.
you will win at the first time.
Oh, you will, eh?
Yeah, you
it's almost
will.
a guarantee you will win.
Yes, it will entice you,
Gets
and
you
you will
hooked.
think you'll get a lot of money. So what makes you become a very bad gambler is
Yeah.
because you're trying to chase the money that you've lost. Sometimes back I had a deal of my biggest loss was 1.2 million in 3 days. I got a deal with some people.
3 days.
Yes, they paid
Wow,
me 400. It was a business between me and my wife. So I took the money secretly without telling her. Then I went to the casino. I gambled the whole day. Then I couldn't go back home for like the next 3 days.
Because what do you say?
How do you
Unaanzia
say?
wapi?
Because she knows. She actually called the boss and then, Sasa, umepata kuna pesa?
Yeah. Where is it?
Ulipeana, manze sijapata pesa and we need to pay people. I was just doing this influencing job. So it was a Muindi, a very good friend of mine. So say, lakini mimi nilishapatia Lawrence pesa kitambo. So Millie calls me, babe, do iko wapi? Because we are actually supposed to purchase a land.
Oh no.
We had already paid some from our savings. We had done
That was the plan.
down payment, yeah. So
Wow.
we were very sure next week we're getting the money, and out of our profit we will pay the land and clear with the
Sasa,
guy.
budget maribu.
Tumeharibu
Marriage ndio hii
budget.
sasa.
Ndoa iko hapo, aelewi iko na nini na nini. It was so bad, and I was a very big gambler because I used to carry very heavy money.
Really, you'd walk
Yeah,
around
they
with
paid
cash?
me. My company paid me very well, and it's still paying me very well.
You're blessed. Thank
Enough
God.
industry. So I used to take the whole money.
Unaenda
I
straight kwa
take the
casino.
check, I break it, then go straight to casino. So after pay, I will actually go like 2 or 3 days missing because I'm in the casinos. And those guys used to invite me, the bouncers know me. So at some point, Chebet will come to the casino to look for me. Then I'll pay the bouncer. Huyo msichana siingia hapo.
Abu ona, huyu bibi yako?
Yeah.
Aki Terence.
Like I didn't care.
It's almost
And
like a sickness, isn't it?
Yeah, and I remember at one point they chased her outside. Then she had to wait there until 4:35.
Akimili
She was
pole.
crying, and I said, and I woke up and they say, wachana na mimi. Then when you're in the casino, you're gambling. It never hit you. There's one thing with casino or with gambling in general. It makes you feel like money is so worthless. Because you have like 200,000, you have 300,000.
And you blow it.
But when in the casino, you don't feel it. Then once you leave the casino broke,
Yeah.
you don't have money for fuel, you don't have money for fare. From my place, from town to my place was 40 bob. And I will tell you,
Utamaliza yote?
before I got a car, nitakuwa namaliza na naomba. You understand? And why didn't I have a car earlier? It's because the money that was supposed to purchase this car, I used
You're
to gamble
gambling.
it. And I had a target in my mind. Siku moja ndashinda hapa milioni 5, ndashinda milioni 10, mtajua mimi ni nani. That day never came. That never came.
It's
never
important
came.
you pointed that out because with what we're seeing now happening locally
Right now,
in Kenya,
yeah.
there is a betting company. Every corner you turn, kuna mpya ina pop up.
Yeah.
So I'm sure this is not a struggle that only you are going. It's not unique to you.
Yeah.
So to those at home, what can you tell them with all that?
I need to say something. Right now, I'm an influencer. And
Okay.
I thank God because of my boss. He has really taught me a lot in terms of nuggets of wisdom. I'm an influencer, and I put it to myself
Yeah.
that I'll never do any influencing for a betting company.
Oh, you were very clear.
Yeah, that should be very clear. If I won't get that money, I believe God will give me so much money from other companies.
Indeed. Will be
Because
others.
I know the weight of gambling in this country, and I know where gambling can take you. Because I would have developed long time ago, I would have accessed a lot of things, but I wasn't able to reach that because I
Yeah.
believe there's greater money here.
There is.
I have done all those. Each company that comes with sports, whatever they come, I download their app, I place my bets. I never win.
How did you
I
stop?
win the first things. No, I sat down and I realized I have some goals that I need to reach, and all these companies and all these casino houses that have been, none of it has been able to pay for my bill. You understand? And
you realize hii pesa inisaidi kumbe?
Hii pesa inisaidi na hakuna kampuni yote hii nataka kuachieve kitu. Hakuna pesa ninaweza kumbuka nimetoa. The money I remember.
Can money, that quick money you get goes just as quickly.
It goes. And I say it's very simple in casino. It entices you. You get money, you lose it. If you lose it, you go after it. If you go after it, you lose more. If you go in a casino, you win more, you will want to win more. It's okay, you may win
cycle,
1 week, 1 month, but now the house always win. You will never win. You will never. All these companies that are coming up, and it's, I see every now and then there's a new company being advertised on TV.
Yeah.
I say, God, we are done. And if the president could hear people like us, the best favor he can do to us is just ban all these companies.
Can you shake my hand on that one?
Just ban them. We have very many avenues you can make money.
Just for clarity's sake, for those who may be offended at home, maybe, you know, they don't really relate or agree with what you've said. I'd like you to paint a clear picture of how it affected you, from your finances to the family. Yeah. Take us through that.
I believe there's somebody out there saying, wachana na sisi, kitu inatulipa, you understand?
There you go.
It will pay you right now, but it will come after what you have made, what they gave you and what you have made. And I want to make it clear.
Yeah.
I lost my family at part of it. I didn't have that touch to my family. I lost all my finances. And the worst of all, I lost my dignity. Because I go to a casino, I have to leave in the morning. You understand?
You're there
I have
all
the
night.
same clothes. Yeah. They wanafunga saa 11. Unlike me, who was a very heavy gambler, they used to tell me, weka, because they know they
know money is
they're going to siphon.
Wow.
And what happens with casino, you start selling out your things. I had my phone, there's a Shylock inside the casino. Anangoja usote, then if you have this phone is 100,000, they'll tell you, yuko sawa, lakini tutakupatia 15k. Because you're so desperate, you want to go back to the machine, you want to go back to the roulette,
one more hit,
revenge. You get the 15,000, you go gamble, you lose it. So what the agreement is with the Shylock, you need to bring their money and their profit within 7 days. Trust you me, after 7 days you won't have that money. Your phone goes like that, or whatever you're placed. And I just want to say, and I said clear, if the president, whoever becomes the president, who is the president right now, who will become the president after here, or whoever is listening to us, the best thing that I will do,
we need to govern this.
You don't need to curb it, you need to ban it. Wow. Because in the next 2, 3, 5 years,
it's gonna get worse.
All the Kenyans youths, actually hata wa mama wa baba wana bet, Kenya we will die to gambling.
For the break, you were telling us how you got out of gambling.
Yes, and cigarettes.
Yes. How did you do it?
I just want to thank my wife so much, Milichebi, because she has been with me through all this addiction and everything. Addicts hide whatever they do. Gamblers hide. You never know where their money goes. But smoking, I wouldn't have hide.
You didn't have hidden that.
Yeah, but I woke up one day and said, God, I want to leave. I want to quit gambling. I want to quit smoking.
Yeah.
So I just did my last smoke, dropped it, and said, God, that's my last smoke. And that's that.
And you kweli?
Yeah.
That's the last time you smoked? You went cold turkey?
Yes, for the last 500 or 13 or something, 570 or 20 something.
You've not looked back?
I never looked back.
One thing, as you're talking and as I see on your post, in the midst of Terence Creative, in the midst of Kamami videos, caretaker videos, I see you talk a lot about encouragement, inspiration, and faith.
Yes.
Faith is a big part of your life, isn't it?
It is. I'll thank my wife again, Milichebi, because when we met, you know, I forget about church and everything and God and everything, because wacha maisha ikimbie.
Uko machana nayo kabisa.
Yeah. Way back when I was in high school, I was a CU coordinator.
Really?
Yeah. I remember for 1 year, I never smoked, I never did all these things. That's the time I knew God. And after that, I forgot about God. I forgot reading the Bible, I forgot praying, and I forgot all these things. But now, fast forward, now here I am. And I realize I have a lot of following. I have a lot of influence. Yeah. And it's once in a while I post something about God, just to remind people it's not me. It's God who is doing whatever is happening to my life. And I'm trying to encourage someone out there who is downtrodden, who feel down there,
Yeah.
like you're very low, I'm encouraging. And I have a lot of DMs, some that I don't share on my post.
People struggling.
People struggling
I get that
with
as well.
smoking, people struggling with gambling and everything. And that's my prayer, that I woke up one day, there is no gambling in this country.
Yeah.
I'll look for whatever award and give the current president of this country.
Oh, wow,
I said, thank
look
you
at
so
that.
much, Mr. President, whoever you are, whoever will be that time, when that time comes.
Yeah.
Because one day you'll have proved to us that there is nothing like selfish interest. You're not interested with people's making profit. You're interested with people growing, the youth of this country growing and
full
directing
potential.
their money in the right places. Because
Investing.
right now, people are not thinking about anything. They're thinking about gambling. You give them money. I have a lot of friends, some in the comedy industry,
Yeah.
but which I cannot mention, that have succumbed to that. They are broke.
Do you speak to them? Because for you now,
I speak to
with your
them.
experience
I
at
speak
least.
to them. I
Okay.
tell them, wacha, bro, jaribu.
Do your
Because
part.
every
Keep
time they
doing
keep
it.
borrowing money, they direct that money to gambling, and then they have spoiled their career and everything. But if you could just sit, just try for a month, don't gamble, take that money,
And
put
see
it
the
somewhere,
difference.
and you'll see the difference.
Tell me about now your creative side. Comedy, when did you start? These characters we're seeing, Caretaker, Kamami, uliwatoa wapi? Tell me from from the beginning.
Way back.
Uh-huh.
You know, I started back as a host comedy. We used to have a show in way back when I was in high school. I used to do set books. Yeah.
Okay.
So I started with set books, and after set books, there's one guy who is head of a department for creative in Churchill. So he's called Victor Bear. He came to one of our shows in KU. I was performing.
Okay.
Then he said, "Hey, this guy is funny. You should come and join Churchill." By then, Churchill had a break. Then he called me. I came to Churchill and said, "Actually, I don't want you to go on stage.
Oh,
You're too creative.
really?
Yeah, you can do that." But even before that, when I used to work at Crazy Comedy in KTN,
Yeah.
I was co-hosting alongside Fred Omondi. I had this artist.
I see.
They used to come and be, "Hey, mstari yangu inakaaje, tusaidie." So with the time I realized my calling is more backstage, behind the
on
scenes than
stage.
on stage. So I worked with all these artists.
You told me you discovered half of the ones
Yeah,
you see.
so some of them, and I always say they need to give me these bragging rights, courtesy of Churchill, that 99% of top stand-up comedians in this country have used my joke.
Oh, they've used your joke.
Anybody who have not used my joke, you can call and say, "Unadanganya, bro." But I thank God for Churchill.
So
He
you've
was able to
mentored
give me
many.
Good
job.
No, you know what my job description is, vetting and
I see.
you understand, and
I see. Spotting
content
talent.
developing. You
Okay.
understand, that's an opportunity that Churchill will be able to do us, to give us. So it has as tafuteni hii na hii na hii, this is a kind of joke, this is
That's
a
what I'm
kind of,
looking
so
for.
when you spot a talent, we tell him, ndio hii.
I see.
Yeah. So
So how was the Terence we see online? How did that come to be?
I just want to say something. The reason why maybe I started doing Kamami and Caretaker, I had these characters from way back.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, but I used to do this to artists. I won't
What do you
mention them. But artists are very unappreciative in this country. They don't recognize. People come to this interview, they say, "Oh, nimelala usiku nikitafuta hizi mistari." You understand? Na imeni take a lot of nights and days. They don't say.
What are you saying? What
They
happened
don't
to you?
say there's somebody who has been working on this. The only person that recognizes people who work for him is Churchill. Honestly, he's the person who say, "Hey, I have a creative team, I have this guy, they really help." All these people, they want to show it's their effort. All these jokes that I've been doing right now, someone else will be doing them. Because I became selfless and gave them.
So Caretaker Kamami, you had
I
actually...
would have given them, even this person, all these characters, they were there, but now I do connect. They don't recognize that. And you know what? I'm a creative director, I'm a content developer. You have to credit me. That's how I'll get jobs.
Indeed.
But they don't do this. So one day I woke up and said, "Hey, let me try this."
Eh?
Yeah, and they tried Kamami. Hey, it went viral. Those guys that used me, they called me, "Hey, bro, unikali, usiache." Understand?
Wow.
blah 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 nini.
Maisha inakuanga hivyo.
Nikasema let me run with it, let me try it, you understand? And you know,
and the feedback is unbelievable. It's intense, isn't it?
I was able to grow within 2 months. I grew 50,000 followers.
Good job.
Yeah. And when I did it, it worked. And you know, when something works once or twice, that means God is behind it. I say, oh, thank you, Father. Let me do this. And I got a lot of support from women. Akiwa mama wa inchi, ladies, thank you so much.
Ebu niambie huyu mama, huyu Kamami, have you been watching Mili ama ni nani you've been analyzing?
No.
Tell us the truth.
Kamami is when we think about Kamami, Kamami is the lady around you, is the woman around you. It's either you, it's either someone you know, it's somebody you know. If it's not you, it's somebody you know. That's Kamami. It's not about Millie Chebi. No, she's not the one. Though some of them are saying, hey babe, you're only Mimi. That's only Mimi.
At this moment,
yeah, only Mimi. They say, though I listen to her times.
I see.
Yeah, and say,
So to those comedians,
but Kamami is more, you know, Kamami character was linking to Mercy, your producer.
Oh, ni Mercy, my producer.
Sama babes. Yeah, so I hear them making conversation. Sama babes. So I do a lot of research with Kamami because it can be anybody. Mama natembea, my auntie.
It's a lot. It's about observation.
Yeah, observation. The reason why I do Kamami is Kamami speaks for everybody. It's for you as a lady. Unataka kuongelea best yako mwenye huwa anafanya hivi na hivi, but you can't. You understand?
So nice.
You are there. You are there as a man. Unataka akimutu highlight hizi tabia za bibi yangu. That's why people.
So you speak for. So everyone relates. The men who are watching and the women as well.
Yeah.
I see.
But ladies love it so much. So my content basically is about something that you can relate.
Good.
You understand? You watch this and say, okay, I'm just trying to give you a sigh of relief and say, oh, aki huyu ni caretaker wetu, aki huyu ni sistangu, aki huyu ni auntie yangu.
Actually, as you rap before you reenact for us these characters, wale wa nyumbani ni upcoming and they'd love to be comedians like yourself. What tips can you give them quickly?
I just want to talk to two people. Just want to talk to the established comedians and the upcoming.
Ahead.
For the established comedians, it's okay not to forget where you came from. Time will come, you become a star. Yeah. And you really forget that people who stood with you during your journey. You forgot people. You'll start abusing, you'll start insulting. Like I see very many people go on bloggers online, they start insulting Churchill, how they're not satisfied. But if you will see the selflessness in him and the platform that he gave you, that he made you, you will sit back and appreciate before you start castigating.
Okay. So you want to remind them to be humble.
Nimesema castigating.
Wewe. Jaribu. Hata na hiyo 200 we have tumetoka mbali.
So before you start criticizing, appreciate these people that are giving you a platform. Appreciate that runner, appreciate that costume designer, appreciate motor continuity, appreciate cameraman. All these people that wanakufanyia kazi. And when you get there, look back. These are the people that helped me. Try and bring them somewhere.
Read in your mind, help someone else.
Yeah, and for the upcoming comedians, don't sit there and pity yourself.
That's good.
You have to work hard.
No matter what you're doing, don't sit back and pity yourself.
Kenya is a very good country, but we have a very unforgiving audience. Today you make them happy, tomorrow you don't make them happy.
Yeah, you're trending
tomorrow
for a good thing, the next is
tomorrow you are off. So what you need to do, concentrate as a upcoming comedian, consistency.
Yes.
All these things come before you pray to God to give you the right direction as a talent, because you may be very multi-talented and you don't know the right direction.
Okay, so mentorship is important in that.
Very important.
True.
And don't abuse those people that are guiding you. You will be a star. You will get all this. You know me, after I walk in the street and people say, Aki Kamami to pick his friend. I'm like, ay, ni mimi kweli. You understand? And I say, oh God, thank you so much. Because the thing I'm saying to myself is what I saw with the people that I used to help, who really ignored me, and I said, okay.
So for you, you're very intentional.
And I'm not bitter about it, and I don't want to say that mulifanya mbaya, but I want them to learn something, that when you get there, always try to look back. Not to go back there, but to learn from it.
That's true.
You understand?
Thank you.
So for the upcoming comedian, don't cry, try. Understand?
Don't cry, try.
Yes.
Thank you for
Nobody
that.
will pity you. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Everyone is thinking about their own life.
It's all about you and your God. So you work, you look forward, consistency, commitment, discipline. That's what my boss tells me. My boss never talks a lot. He said, kama una adabu, it's about discipline.
It's about discipline.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Terence.
Thank you so much.
I'm so grateful that you made time for us.
I so much appreciate. Thank you so much.
Nashukuru sana.
Yeah.
I am looking forward.
Thank God we stopped.
to-
I was almost crying, but it's okay.
You're almost crying.
Yeah, you know, it's very bad.
You know, you never know when a comedian is serious.
No,
so.
like right now I'm very serious. Unafaa kuwe na deni yangu ndio ujue.
Oh, wow.
Time niko serious.
Thank you so much for coming on
Thank
the
you
show.
so
I
much.
hope you've enjoyed, you've laughed, you've learned something, you've been challenged in a way, but I'm so grateful for you watching the show. This is Unscripted. Thank you so much to Aridi Suits and of course for Rajati for being part of the team. Do have yourself a lovely week. We'll see you next time.